Hello, I'm going to be talking to you today about color mixing. We're going to be talking about the 3 primary colors. We're going to be starting with those, and we're going to use those to make the 3 secondary colors. So a lot of times with paint, and this time we're using acrylic paints, when you're mixing secondary colors or even tertiary colors, a lot of companies use a magenta instead of a hard red, and that will give you some brighter colors. So we're going to use what's called primary red, but it looks kind of like magenta. So I'm going to squeeze that out. We're using acrylic paint from the tubes, pure color called the hue. So this is going to start as our red. I have another red here to show you, just to demonstrate what that would look like. If we use that, it's a harder, darker, redder red. So we'll try that in just a minute. But I just want to show you what using the magenta type will give you. And when you're looking at computer inks for printers, they use magenta as well instead of just a hard red. Then we have a yellow. Straight out of the tube is called the hue. This is primary yellow for this company paint. And then we have primary blue. Now, you cannot mix 2 colors together to get a primary color. That's why they're called primary. In nature, you cannot mix anything together to get red. You cannot mix anything together to get yellow, and you cannot mix anything together to get blue. So we start with the primary colors. 2 primaries equal a secondary. A primary means 1, secondary means 2. So if you think about it in math terms, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So a primary plus a primary is going to give you a secondary. So when you mix red, or in this case, this is magenta, and yellow, you get orange. If you mix yellow and blue, you get green. If you mix red and blue, you get purple. So let's start with orange, our first secondary color in the color wheel. We're going to take a little bit of red. You want equal parts of each. I'm going to take a little bit of that so I don't ruin the color for the next mix. With acrylic paints, this is a water-based paint, so you'll need some water if you want to make it a little bit smoother. I am using a clear, sturdy base to mix my paint. This is a plexiglass, and I just have white under it so that you can see the color a little bit better. Adding water will water it down. So when you start mixing, if it's too red, add more yellow. If it's too yellow, add more red. That might be a little bit too red, so I might want to add more yellow. The more yellow you get, you're going to get a yellow orange. The more red you get, you're going to get a red orange. So that's our orange.